What is going on, boys and girls? I have been MIA for about a week now because I've been dealing with day job matters on top of, holiday weekend nonsense. So, you know, I haven't been paying too much attention to my news feed or any of my other crap. But I'm back today and I see this has to win the award for the dumbest thing I've ever read. It has to. This has to be the stupidest article I've ever made a video about. That's it. Thomas the Tank Engine had to shut the hell up to save children everywhere. Classism, sexism, anti-environmentalism, bordering on racism. Any parent who discovers these hidden lessons will be glad the show Stark just quit. So basically, Thomas isn't woke enough. It's not a woke enough show. We don't have enough. You wouldn't call them people of color. I guess they'd be TOC, trains of color, which I've seen a lot of different colored trains on there. So I don't really get where they're coming from with that. Apparently, there's not enough female trains. There's a caboose joke there. I'm too tired to make it. So, best caboose joke in the comments wins. Ready, set, go. There are many terrible children's programs through which parents must suffer during their child's young life. For every Sesame Street, there's an annoying Caillou. Don't even get me started on Caillou or an acid trippy yo gabba gabba. Blah. My son, now 3.5 years old, thankfully never went through the manic train fascination like so many other children, but once in a while he got a bug in his brain to watch Thomas, and every time I sat and watched with him, I winced and groaned almost as much as Percy. Because it wasn't woke enough, it was killing her, it was burning her, it wasn't woke enough. When I heard the news this week that the voice actor behind Thomas' incessant whining quit the series because he was underpaid, I remembered all the reasons that I cut my kids off from the show in the first place. Or cut my kid off, I'm sorry. Here's where we're going to get into all of these imaginary, not woke enough fucking complaints about Thomas the Train. All right. Let's see. Thomas and those friends are trains that toil away endlessly on the island of Sodor, which seems to be forever caught in British colonial times. Ooh. And on its surface, the show seems to impart good moral lessons about hard work and friendship. But if you look through the steam rising up from the coal-powered train stacks, you'll realize that the pretty puffs of smoke are concealing some pretty twisted, anachronistic messages. For somebody who sits with their kid and looks for this stuff, honestly, who just sits? I mean, how much pot are you smoking that this is what you're picking up from a Thomas the Tank Engine? It's not woke enough, man. It's not woke enough. For one, these trains perform tasks dictated by their imperious little white boss. Oh, automatically, little white boss. Sir Topham Hat, also known as the Fat Controller, whose attire of a top hat tuxedo and a big round belly is just a little too obvious. Basically, he's the monopoly dictator of their funky little island. Hat orders the trains to do everything. Oh, they've got a white boss, everybody. Look out. White boss. All right. That's the only complaint there that this person has, is that he's white. If he would have been an African man in a top hat, they've never said a damn word. Inevitably, the trains get in a fight with or pick on one another, or generally mess up whatever job that they're supposed to be doing, until Hat has to scold one of them about being a really useful engine, because their sole utility in life is their ability to I've had to sit through Thomas the Tank Engine. I really don't get this. I mean, this is a lot of this is just reaching. But there was one particular episode that caused me to put the brakes on Thomas for good. It revolved around James, a red engine who is described in the opening credits as vain but lots of fun. Wait, it's okay to be vain if you can show others a good time occasionally? Great, that's going in my Parenting 101 book. God, what a pretentious ass. In the episode Tickled Pink, poor vain James is ordered by Topham Hatt to get a new coat of paint. But while James has only had an undercoat of pink slathered on, Topham Hatt interrupts and demands that James go pick up Hatt's granddaughter and deliver her and her friends to a birthday party right now. James is mortified that he has to travel while pink and proceeds to hide from all the other trains on the way. When he is caught, the other trains, including Thomas, viciously laugh and mock him. Dude, come on. What are you doing, James? You're a big pink steamy, says Diesel, the bad boy engine. For the record, all the villains on Thomas and Friends are dirty diesel engines. I like to think that those are good environmental message in there, but when the good engines pump out white smoke and the bad engines pump out black smoke and they're all pumping out smoke, it's not hard to make the leap into race territory. Okay. So we're doing a racial thing because the smoke is different. And they let you write articles for the... Who hires these people? Seriously, this whole thing, for this right here, you should be fired. You should be carried to the door, picked up by your belt loop, and thrown into the street. For this stupid thing right here. This is... I'm reaching, but they let me write articles, but I'm reaching. But once James gets back on the rails and picks up granddaughter Hat and her friends, all seemingly ends well because the girls love pink. Well, guess what? It's not okay. You think a little boy watching Thomas is going to file away the lesson that pink is okay for boys? No. What kids remember is that James was laughed at cruelly over and over again because he looked differently and was clad in a girly pink color. And that's not even to get started on the female trains. I'm not going to justify the rest of that with reading it. I'm pretty sure I just developed a brain tumor from the little bit of this garbage that I did read. Tracy Van Slikey, whatever. I'm curious. Yeah. Yeah, you just scream tolerant liberal, don't you? This is sad. No, I will not support the Guardian. Ever. I'll never support the Guardian. You are taking digital dumps online. Why would I ever pay you for that? This is the kind of crap right here. And they wonder why people don't trust journalists anymore, especially online journalists. This is why. Look at this trash. Look at it. I wouldn't look at it so you don't have to. All right? This is straight garbage. Oh, my Lord. And it's an old article. Oh, my sweet God. How did I ever miss anything this stupid? Why is it just popping up now? I'm done with this. I can't look at this anymore. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. How you feel about it. Like I said, best caboose joke wins. You don't win anything but credibility, but hey, that's something. All right, we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.